LeBron James just turned Philadelphia into a nightmare for the rest of the NBA. Not a rebuild, not a farewell tour, a legitimate championship roster. And here's the trap waiting for him either way. If he wins, they'll say the deck was stacked.
You know, and look back on some of the things you did great, some of the things you didn't do too well, some of the things that you...
If he loses, they'll say he's finally done. He turned down a $20 million offer to take roughly $8 million for this exact chance. So let's actually break down why this Sixers roster is dangerous, why a fourth championship with a fourth franchise would be historic, and why LeBron simply can't win the media argument no matter what happens next. Why this roster actually works start with the basketball case. Because it's real. LeBron has always gravitated toward rosters full of genuine competitors, not just high IQ role players.
LeBron, you've spoken to us about retirement more than at any other point in your career.
Well, I think you guys asked me about it, and I've answered questions. Yeah.
But guys willing to fight when a series turns physical.
On the ground and on the line in OT, the steal and the game-tying three.
Just trying to seize the opportunity and the position that we're in.
Every championship roster he's been part of has had that identity, and Philadelphia fits the mold. Joel Embiid gives them interior dominance when healthy. Maxey brings speed and relentless ball pressure.
My guys trust me to try to make plays, and I'm blessed to be able to do it.
How do you describe how he battled for this win tonight?
Jaylen Brown adds a powerful two-way scoring threat on the wing.
Yeah, I don't think I've come out like, oh, retirement is coming. Yeah, so, I mean, with my future, I don't know, obviously. I mean,
LeBron doesn't need to carry every possession anymore. He can operate as the connective piece, controlling tempo and matchups instead of shouldering the entire offensive load. The positional chess piece, the more interesting question, isn't the roster on paper, it's what LeBron can still physically do once the playoffs get ugly. Across his career, he's been asked to score, facilitate, rebound, defend multiple positions, and even anchor the front court at center during stretches with the Lakers. He didn't just survive those minutes, he was genuinely effective in them, absorbing contact against bigger bodies and still holding his ground positionally. That matters specifically because of who's waiting at the top of the East. If Philadelphia runs into New York in the playoffs, a LeBron matchup against Karl-Anthony Towns isn't something to be nervous about. LeBron's track record defending stretch bigs like Towns has actually been strong, and he has the strength and positioning IQ to handle exactly that kind of assignment.
Well, but down the stretch of the fourth, he was able to attack. Reed Shepard get a couple layups to keep us at bay when they was making a run. 3 down there in the far corner, and then made free throws, and we battled all day. So.
Add in a head coach who's built a career manipulating matchups and creating mismatch problems for opponents, and Philadelphia suddenly has multiple avenues to beat you Embiid inside. Maxey in transition, Brown on the perimeter, and LeBron quietly directing the whole operation. That's not a nostalgia move. That's a real championship formula. The 43-year drought, if Philadelphia actually gets to the finals, LeBron isn't just chasing another ring, he's chasing something the franchise hasn't touched in over 4 decades. The Sixers haven't won a title since 1983, when Moses Malone, Julius Erving, and that roster steamrolled through the playoffs after a dominant regular season. With Malone's famous prediction of a clean sweep actually coming true against the Lakers in the finals.
Obviously, we're still fresh from, obviously losing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, as it stands right now tonight.
LeBron stepping into a franchise that's been waiting 43 years for a return to the top adds real weight to this specific pursuit. A championship here wouldn't just be another ring on the shelf, it would mean ending one of the longest active title droughts in the league. The legacy angle nobody's talking about here is where this gets historically significant. LeBron has already won championships with 3 different franchises, Miami, Cleveland, and the Lakers' 3 cities. 3 completely different chapters of his career. Philadelphia would make it 4. No player in NBA history has won a championship with 4 different teams. To be clear, LeBron doesn't need this to settle any GOAT debate. His Ursum is already complete. He already delivered Cleveland its first championship in franchise history. He already brought a title back to a Lakers franchise that hadn't won in a decade. His legacy isn't in question. This wouldn't be about proving anything. It would simply be about expanding what's already been proven, making his historical footprint even harder to ignore.
And you had that alley-oop, the first ever father-son playoff alley-oop. What was that moment like for you?
He was calling for it. I've seen his steps for so long. He was gathering, and I was like, just go get it. So.
The impossible standard, and yet, somehow, criticism is already lined up regardless of outcome, which is where this whole narrative stops making sense. When LeBron first went to the Lakers, plenty of critics openly suggested he wasn't seriously chasing championships anymore.
We just got to be aggressive. All of us, including myself, got to continue to be aggressive in the second half.
And it's how do you make sure you handle appropriately the pressure with your...
There's nothing to handle. I mean, for us, it's win or go home, so...
Essentially framing it as a soft landing spot rather than a title pursuit. Now that he's joined a legitimately loaded roster in Philadelphia, some of those same voices are calling it ring chasing. So which is it? When he took less money, people said he was desperate for a ring. Now that he's again taken a discount, reportedly turning down a 1-year, $20 million offer from the Clippers in favor of roughly $8 million in Philadelphia, that sacrifice barely gets acknowledged. If Philadelphia wins, the roster gets called stacked. If they lose, he gets called finished. There's functionally no outcome where the criticism doesn't find an angle. What he's actually chasing at 41 years old, still training at the level he does every single offseason. Still fighting for playing time and postseason relevance, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. He still genuinely wants to win. Not for validation, not to settle any debate. His legacy has already cemented. A loss in Philadelphia doesn't erase Miami, doesn't erase Cleveland, doesn't erase the Lakers title, and doesn't undo anything he's already accomplished. But a win adds another chapter nobody can take away, ending a 43-year drought, becoming the first player to win with 4 different franchises.
Yeah, I mean, we worked on it. We know what we like to do in that situation, and then we executed to a T. You know, the end of a road trip, you know, it can be a lot of tired legs or whatever the case may be. So,
hey, look, Austin had a heavy load in the back-to-back. We know Luka had to fly up.
You know, I'm glad he was able to go off, reverse it. He also made it 3 when they tried to disrespect him and go under on the pick and roll.
And doing it at an age where most players have long since retired. So here's the real story heading into this season. The pressure isn't about whether LeBron needs one more championship. He doesn't. The fascination is in knowing he might genuinely still be capable of getting one anyway. If Philadelphia wins, is that legacy defining or just a stacked roster doing what stacked rosters do? Drop your take in the comments.
And I figured in the fourth that AR, his legs may have been a little bit tired.
If this got you more locked in on this Sixers season, smash that like button, subscribe for more NBA breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.